Hello, welcome to Cook with Pickle. I'm Caroline. I'm going to show you today how to chop up this pumpkin. I'm going to use this in a couple of recipes over the next few days, so I'm going to chop it up and roast it, and then I'll use the roasted pumpkin in the recipes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop the pumpkin in half, and I normally do that from the top to the bottom basically. So you're going to go from the stalk down to the base. And I do it in two halves, so you'll need a nice big sharp knife for this. So that's that bit. That's that half, and then we'll do the other half. Chop down the other side. So I'm going to get the point of the knife in and then chop down towards the board. It's quite tricky because it's quite a tough little pumpkin. And then open it up, and inside we can see that there are some seeds in there, so I'm going to scrape those seeds out. You can keep the seeds, pumpkin seeds, give them a rinse off and roast them up, but pumpkin seeds, and they're quite nice with some salt and some spices on them. So I'm just literally scooping the flesh out of the pumpkin. And when I roast this, I'm going to leave the skin on the pumpkin. So I've given it a little rinse beforehand. So as you can see, it's all hollowed out there. I'm just going to do the same with the other half. And roasted pumpkin's great because you can use it in salads. So you could use it with some leaves and some lentils and some goat's cheese maybe, or you can put it into a risotto, so that's what I'm going to do with it tomorrow, or you could put it into a frittata, and that's one of the other things I'm planning on making with this. So now I've got this pumpkin in half with no seeds in it, I'm going to cut the little green bit off the bottom here, like that. And I'm going to cut this stalk out because the bit by the stalk will be a bit tough. And I'm going to cut a little V in where the stalk is to get rid of that. So that's the stalk gone. Now I'm just going to chop this into slices. So I'm going to cut it into quarters. We'll cut the half in half, the half into quarters, and then probably the quarters into each of these slices into two again. So if you have it flat on the board, you can support it with a kind of fingers either side, and then I often put my knife flat on the top of the hand, flat on the top of the knife, sorry, so that you're not got your fingers underneath the blade, and then you push down. So support it, put your knife in, put your hand on the top so it's not going to get cut into, and then push down. So these are quite nice size wedges. I'm going to drizzle them with some olive oil and some spices, maybe some paprika or smoked paprika, and some salt and pepper before they go and bake in the oven, but I'm going to do that a bit later on today. There we go. So that's how I've chopped up that pumpkin. You could go on to chop it into cubes if you wanted to, but I like roasting it in slices like that.